Welcome to Cruise Ship Crime Investigators, the book series. Book 2, Serial Killer.
Chapter 33. What's it all about? Jason is in the captain's dining room first. It is 07:25 hours and he is early. Officers tend to walk in at the precise minute, and he has no idea whether he needs to wait to eat. How can breakfast look nicer here? It all comes from the same kitchen, he thinks. Hunter enters. "Morning, Jason. I like a man who's prompt," he says merrily, whilst he gathers food and sits quickly. "Morning, guys. Coffee, please." Jason looks at them, realizing he never said good morning to them. Maybe he never even said please. He worries. "Looks better than upstairs," Jason says. "It is the lights, sir," a waiter shares with a smile. "Tea or coffee?" "Coffee, please." Ruby enters with Lau and Krishma, 3 members of the same team but looking different. Ruby is in her long black trousers and jacket with flat shoes again. Lau is in long white trousers and a shirt. Krishma, a white skirt and shirt. They all go straight to the buffet to eat. Only Ruby stops and looks at her watch. Jason copies by looking at his. 07:29. "Phillips is late," Ruby notes, sitting with Hunter. "We don't share rooms," he offers. The captain enters, and Hunter, Ruby and Jason all check their watches. "Keeping tabs on me, are you?" Captain Neil asks. "No, sir. As much as this room is special, my only guests for the next few days will be you. What do you think about moving everything up here and making this the incident room? It will be easier for me and put Miami and the communications room next door together, especially as there's a storm ahead." Ruby nods reluctantly at the idea of her evidence walls being moved. It is not as convenient for her. Jason hasn't started to eat yet. "You never served, have you, Jason?" Hunter states. "No. How do you know?" "You learn to eat. Seafood, eat it." An officer opens the captain's door behind them. "Sir, Mr. Phillips has had an accident. He's fallen down the forward crew stairs." "That's not an accident. How is he?" Hunter asks. "Medics are with him. He's in a bad way." A look from Hunter orders young Jason up with his camera. "This is why you eat when you can." Rising, he casts a look to the captain. The fleeting request for approval is embedded by years of respect training. Neil nods, allowing them to leave. Hunter is out of the room first, followed by Jason. Ruby is a few beats slower. The door has closed by the time she gets there, and the act of opening it again puts her another beat off the pace. "Enough," the captain says, sitting. His words and actions order Lau and Krishma to remain and eat. "I think a good team are attending to Mr. Phillips," he suggests. "After you've eaten, box everything from the cell and move it up here." "We should wait for Officer Jenkins' orders?" Krishma tries to pose as a question. "No, that is an order. This investigation is under head office and run from up here now. I want to keep a closer eye on this. Sir, learn from Hunter. Wise words he offered young Jason. Eat while you can. We are at war, and there is a storm brewing." Chapter 34. Hard Under Feet. Manish Hunjan, the senior medic, has a saline drip in Kieran, who lays mangled in a vast pool of blood. Kieran Phillips looks dead. A spine board is being run in by 2 medics. Ruby pulls out her phone to make notes and add times as she gives orders, but she is too late. "Manish, give him morphine, then move him. Don't wait. Jason, don't wait to be asked. In seconds you will have been too late. Photograph everything. Preservation of life comes first. Get him into the hospital," Hunter demands. He checks his watch. 07:39 hours. "He's unconscious, sir. He doesn't need morphine. It slows recovery," Manish says as the camera flashes. When he comes around, he's gonna scream big time. That'll be in a public area, somewhere between here and the surgery on deck 3. His body's done morphine before. He'll heal fine. Manish prepares a syringe as another medic readies an oxygen supply. Hunter steps in, takes the morphine and plunges Kieran with the whole shot. He then takes the oxygen from the fidgeting medic and places the mask over Kieran's mouth and nose. Then he runs a hand down the transparent plastic, ensuring no kinks. His fingers feel Kieran's spine from the top of his neck down. He is in military mode, working as he would under fire. Together, slide, go, Hunter commands, having completely taken over. I have this, sir, Manish says. Lift and go, he says. Manish, if you are not back in the medical center before this patient, you will not be prepped and ready. How did he land here and not fall down further? Ruby asks. It's not a question that Hunter has any interest in. He runs ahead of them past all the cabins, through the pool area on deck 8 and arrives at the central staircase elevators. Breakfast in the buffet above is open, so the lifts down are busy. One set of doors opens. However, it is full. Hunter is in command. Everyone out, now, Hunter demands in a way that makes everyone leave the lift except a mobility scooter that is finding it tricky to maneuver and a man at the back who stops his wife from exiting. Hunter lifts the back of the scooter over so it can drive out easily. Out now, or you get thrown out. Medical emergency, he says to the man standing defiantly as the scooter powers out. He doesn't move. So Hunter grabs his belt and his shoulder and launches him through the door. Ruby, embarrassed by Hunter's behavior, adds, "Thank you for complying, sir. We would do the same for you." Like a stampede, the team appear around the corner carrying the stretcher. He directs them in, and Ruby takes a key and turns the lift control panel. It is now an express. She presses 3. Ruby lifts her walkie-talkie. Code yellow. Immediately check status of guests outside the elevators mid-stairwell deck 8. Report. She looks at Hunter, but decides this is not the right time to speak. Chapter 35. The Ship. Chapter 35 is the heading of a picture. It is the layout of the ship as described in the book. Chapter 36. Mobile. Lau and Karishma come round the corner on deck 8 to see a guy in the mobility scooter wheeling into an open lift. Lau holds the door open to ensure he can ride in freely. Benny is the name on a novelty license plate. Was that patient all right? Let's hope so, Benny, Lau replies and turns to address the man sitting on the stairs looking in a bad way. Can I help you, sir? I need to go to the medical center. I've been assaulted by a member of staff. Certainly, sir. We can help. Actually, we have a medical emergency and we need blood donors, Lau says. You can donate whilst you get seen. The man stands. No, I'm good now. Good recovery, man, Benny shouts. Wish I'd been that lucky. Lau and Karishma step into the lift and Benny pushes the door close button. I can give blood and a statement that he said he was okay. That's great. Stay with us then, Benny. The lift door opens on 3 and it is busy. Lau engages a nurse. Possible blood donor. Thank you. That's great. I'll look after you. Just a moment while this settles down. Here to help. I'm not going anywhere until Tahiti. I will go down and start to dismantle the incident walls, Karishma tells Lau. I could help with that too, Benny offers. This might be more important. She smiles and leaves. Lau gives Benny a thumbs up and heads into the medical center. He goes through a warren of cubicles and eventually finds Kieran on drips and machines. His evening jacket has been cut away. Ruby, her whites now covered in blood, takes Kieran's cut clothing and piles it on the desk. Lau, the clothes are all evidence. Separate evidence bags, please, no cross-contamination. she says. The emergency is engaging Dr. Simon Yates and 3 medical staff. Kieran's face shows little life as the doctor examines his skull. Staff remove his shirt, exposing his blood-covered chest. A nurse cleans his shoulder to reveal a complex scar. Old wounds, Hunter explains. He's been through a few wars, Simon declares. Just a few, Doc, just a few. You might need blood, Hunter states, just 1 step ahead of the general call. I have a volunteer outside already, Lau says. One might not be enough. Manosh, set up a blood station in the examination room, Simon says. He's not dying, Doc. Get that into your head. He's way tougher than anything you've seen, Hunter stresses. You can take my blood now, Ruby says. Nurse, get his blood type. Hunter rolls his arm over, then the other one. Inside is a tattoo, O positive. Sorry, not me, Ruby says. Nah me, Hunter adds. Let's put a call out for donors. If we were anywhere near land, he would be getting airlifted, Simon states. I need him rolled onto his front so I can work on the back of his head. Ruby watches the team engage in the turn. He fell 20 feet to a steel floor. This is an interesting cruise. I normally spend most of my time prescribing erectile dysfunction medication, Simon says. Remember, he eats and shits bigger stuff than this daily. Don't give up on him. Hunter insists, seeing the full extent of Kieran's old war wound scars. He points at a single bullet scar, now wiped clean of blood. It's still mending. He got that saving my wife, Hunter boasts, showing huge respect for him. He'll survive this. I hope so, Simon says. I know so, Hunter demands, then leaves. Jason is waiting nervously outside with his camera as Hunter strides out, followed by Lau and then Ruby. Jason, learn to get in there. Don't ask or wait for permission. Get pictures of his head, of everything, then join us at the crime scene. Mr. Wojtowski, sir, the captain wants you back in his quarters ASAP, Jason says. Traveling as fast as we can, Hunter says, not looking back to see who is with him. Ruby, we need a detail guarding this medical center. Someone tried to kill him. He knows who they are, and he's gonna wake up. Lau, stay here and guard this room with your life until you can get 2 officers to replace you, she says at the medical center entrance, moving to the elevators. Is anyone O positive? A nurse asks, bursting out of the center. I am, Benny says, but I'm on guard at the moment. I'll cover until you get back, Benny, Lau covers. You might be a bit delirious after you've given blood, soldier, Hunter says, stepping into the lift. Give me a gun. No one will get past me, Benny says, rocking with excitement as he maneuvers his mobility scooter inside. The two are left alone in the lift, thinking hard. Why is he in a penguin suit? Hunter asks. Last night was a formal night. He went to the bar, she says, still processing the events. He was there with me, Ruby shows confusion and sadness. I was questioning him as to why you have no women in your company. I suggest you sit down quietly and draw up a list of everything and everyone you saw. The elevator door opens at deck 8 and they burst out at a fast walking pace. He was in Eric's chair at the bar when I arrived. It was a coincidence we met, or sixth sense maybe. We both went there to see the lounge working. We'd given up and we were going to bed, she says. Separately? Sadly, yes. If I'd have stayed with him, he might be alive. He is alive, and maybe you saw the killer. Then, that makes me the killer's next target.